neutral, okay? And I bent the rules of the game. It was unspecific. It was like, well, if a guy isn't good or evil, he can choose how he wants to spend his spells for, like, dealing with undead and dealing with healing. And I think what they really meant was, like, you can either choose a negative, which is, like, you can control undead and cause damage, or you can heal things and rebuke undead. But instead, because they weren't specific, I did 50-50. I was like, I'll control undead and I'll heal the living, because healing the living deals damage to undead. And because we can do that eventually. Okay, so like I said, one of his things is chaos. The other thing is pestilence. Whatever trees, like skill sets you choose, there are special bonuses, like passive bonuses you get. The whole chaos thing, you get a bonus to will saves. The whole pestilence thing, you are literally immune to all illnesses. Like, there's one point we're crossing this Isle of the Undead, and everybody's like, oh my god, like, everything's filthy and plague infected, and what do we do? Tell you what, we'll, like, tie our sleeping bags to a tree to keep ourselves out of these filth, and my character's like, I'm good, and just rolls over in, like, a bunch of leaves and mud and spends the night there because he doesn't give a fuck. Like, he can be bit by a dog with rabies, he can have sex with a hooker with HIV, and he is totally immune to any plague. So we get to the end of this mission we're on. We kill some mummies, and then we face a mummy lord. And the thing about a mummy lord is he has this ability where it's like he can touch you and turn you into a mummy. But technically, it's a plague. So he goes, I walk up to him like, hey buddy, and everybody's like off in the corners of the room. He's like, oh, you fucking retard. And he grabs me on the shoulder. Okay, will do. So he grabs me on the shoulder, and he's like, what do you think about that? And I go, I don't know. What do you think about this? And I cast a healing spell on him. His plague doesn't do anything to me because of my plague resistance. But when you try to cast healing spells on undead, technically undead have negative energy, and healing is positive energy, which means healing damages them. So I just poke, and then like his jaw rots away. And he's falling apart like... So we all run the fuck out of there. And as we're fleeing the island, a megalodon shows up. You know, like giant fucking shark. So we're all trying to combat the megalodon. And my character's weapon is a spear, right? And it's like, okay, I have whatever spells prepared, you know, we start fighting him. I get knocked in the water. And the thing about a megalodon is because they're so huge, they can swallow a character whole. Which means they're kind of trapped inside the megalodon, just being digested. So I get knocked off the boat, I keep stabbing him. He ingests me. And I have this moment where I go, okay, so I'm inside this thing surrounded by stomach acid, right? And DM goes, right. I cast elemental resistance. And he goes, okay. I say elemental resistance acid. Which means the acid is treated like water. And he goes, alright. You're still going to suffocate. And I go, I cast water breathing. So now I'm breathing acid as though it were water. I'm fine. I just start going to town inside of this thing. Oh no, I'm sorry. Before I do that, I cast this thing that gives clerics, like, I suddenly go for Avatar. Boomy? Boomy. My character was kind of like also Boomy. Suddenly I'm like frail old Jafar to Boomy. Ah! With a spear, just tearing this thing apart from the inside. It tries to vomit. I shove my spear into the wall of its neck, and just this fountain of foul shoots across the sea, and then I keep stabbing, and then I cast another spell, Summon Beast. Well, based on your level, what do you want to summon? A dire alligator. And the thing is so big, it literally, like, the tail comes out of the megalodon's mouth, and everybody on the boat is like, what is going on? Well, they see this giant green thing coming out of the megalodon's mouth because it can't vomit it up. And it's heaving, and I'm stabbing, it's tearing things apart, and eventually this megalodon just kind of like, brrr, and I climb out of the ocean on the boat like, sup? Let's head out. That's it. Like, top tier story of my D&D adventures. Yes. Yes, it is. Or a couple of. Anyway. Cocktail. A smoke. And search for more snacks. His name was Poe. P-O-E. Like the ghosts from Legend of Zelda. Poe. His name was Poe. Oops. Sorry. Wrong key set. Yes, here comes the Popo. That's the guy you don't want to see coming down the street for you. He'll beat you to a pulp. He'll inhale your innards. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Crazy old guy will fuck you up.